is Dan here. It is Benji over there. Advice there to do your own research. Definitely don't follow my technique, which is just to go fish. That's loyalty ranks and cashback. This is the most exciting thing. This is what you are hearing about. How is loyalty ranks and cashback doing? So week number 2 already.
I'm going to say 8.7. Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yeah, guys. It's Pow Wow number 41, and we're coming at you live through the power of the internet with Dan today, delivering the gospel. Dan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world joining us. In case you didn't notice, it is Dan here. It is Benji over there. And of course, you will have already realized that Cyrus is not with us today because he is on 1 week's very well-earned vacation away from us. So we get to take over. We get to bring you the love of the community, the love of the SwissBorgers, everything that's going on in the ecosystem, and an awful lot more. And at the end, Cyrus is actually going to be with you. He's got an amazing interview with Mike from Galactica, going to bring you all of the updates on that project that, of course, you're kind of familiar with already because we did the alpha deal, we did the sale last week, the TGE, the competitions, all that good stuff. But Mike and Cyrus are both going to bring you the latest updates on that project. So, without further ado, Benji, shall we look at what the content is for today?
Let's kick it off. Let's see what we got.
Let's do it. Okay. Oh, there we go. Awesome. So it is the 14th of October. As we said, it is episode number 41 of the show that never ends. And today we're going to bring you an amazing update on what loyalty ranks and cashback. This is the most exciting thing. This is what you are hearing about. How is loyalty ranks and cashback doing? So week number 2 already. We've got a teeny tiny market outlook update. We're going to update you on Kyros, what happened this week with the TGE of that, and of course the latest BORG data and much more. But we're all about the community. So starting off, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't been around for a while, maybe, I don't know, Cyrus has been running some community content creation challenges, so that's twice, on his X account. And this week's, or the most recent one, was for video games. Now, it seems to me that we may have a lot of gaming enthusiasts in the BORG community because, my word, did it generate some interaction and some amazing content. So I'll just throw these up real quick. We didn't have time to feature every single one of them. There were so many entries, but maybe let's just scoot through. We can look at the entries together. I'll start on this slide, Benji. I love Call of Duty, so BORG of Duty jumped out at me. BORG Nick the Hedgehog, The Age of BORG. That one's amazing because that's Alex, Cyrus, and Benji all together. Nice. Borgnal Cashback. There's a lot of cashback themes ones that were super cool. I was very happy. My family were very proud. I finally appeared on a meme, so thank you for that, whoever the creator was. Benji, next one.
We've got Street Burger, which is, well, someone's going to be fighting a robot, so good luck to them. But there's also on the Borgie versus Doge side, so that's amazing. Oh, Borger Strike, that's a good one. You could see and remember Dust 2 classic map. And then we've got also, Sonic is here again. And then Pac-Borg Man with a Buffalo. Is that not Pac-Man? Or is it the Bull Run? Is he going to fight Bull Run?
There you go. Exactly. It's Pac-Borg fighting the... No. Yeah.
Well,
that's
interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, overperforming.
Whoever created that one, hit me in the DMs, and you're going to have to explain that one a little bit to me, why Pac-Man is fighting the bull. Although everything is a trading opportunity. So BORG of Duty once again, Legend of X-Borg, SwissBorg. I love BORG Triss, the cashback. That's really cool. God of BORG, Donkey BORG, BORG Knight, FIFA. Big shout out for the FIFA BORG. Cyrus and Alex there. Cyrus's hair even more powerful than usual as he takes the ball and runs away from Alex there. Donkey BORG, Borgy Mon. Oh my gosh, there's so many. There was quite a few Grand Theft Auto ones. They're super cool. Grand Borgismo. I mean, guys, the talent here and the creativity. This isn't just simple ChatGPT creations. These were really cool.
I've seen quite a few Borgie as well. They're coming in strong in this contest.
They absolutely are. I mean, we talk about a strong community as well. So the winner is... Well, you're going to have to wait and see because the team vote hasn't been completed yet. So you're going to check out Cyrus's X account. The winner will be announced there for you. Alrighty. So... moving on from that community fun, let's get to the serious stuff. And of course, fantastic, we have the leader of loyalty himself here. Benji, over to you to talk about the second week of ranks and cashback and how everything is going.
Loyalty cashback. There is one thing that we did forget to do, is that depending on which app version you were on, you didn't get a forced update, which means that there's actually about 8% of the people on the app that were active users that didn't see the ranks up until this week, which is a little bit of an issue, but we're probably going to see if that has any positive or any impact at all on the next week's recap. Right now, we have 905 users or community members who decided to join into the ranks or upgrade. We have 35 in the elite, 11 in the diamond, 42 platinum, 122 gold, and then 328 and 306 for silver and bronze respectively. And we have a couple of people who decided to rank down, probably take a little bit of profit. Reminder, BORG had an incredible performance, so profit taking is expected at some point, but we do have a strong buyback that has been accumulated. I guess we'll have more information later about it, and that we're excited to use as well. There's 1.8 million extra BORG that have been locked as opposed to last week, so that's also exciting. If we can keep that number up, it will have a good impact, and also if we can encourage and grow it as well by updating and upgrading our current rank system and visibility, then that's even better. On the next slide, we're going to be talking a little bit about, I'm waiting for the skip. I'm waiting for the slide skip. There we go. About the cashback collected, as I mentioned before, $790,000 have been accumulated in USDC, which means that there is a significant buyback pool that will be used before the 20th of October. This is the only thing that we're saying. I've noticed people tweeting me, when will the buyback be used? How much has been spent already? I am not going to answer any of these questions for two reasons. One of them, we have to stay confidential about these things. It is slightly touchy on the regulatory side. And the second, since it's slightly touchy on the regulatory side, the loyalty product manager has no idea and no visibility about this anyway. So I'm just trusting people that are much smarter than I am in terms of investments to do their job in the best way. We can see here, cashback per rank, the elite and diamonds are getting around $250,000 worth of fees back in BORG on the 20th of October. So that's also going to be exciting to see on social media if how big of an airdrop you guys are getting. I'm super excited to see. I have no idea. I've tried to calculate a little bit. I have no idea. I've been doing such random movements with my trading this time, between Kyros and BORG that I'm getting excited about, and BORG going up, and Solana, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how much I'm getting, but I'm super impatient to see. So,
yeah, likewise, absolutely, man. I mean, there's been so much trading going on this last week. The markets have been so, crazy, I guess is the most appropriate word. But everything is a trading opportunity, and everything gets cash back, get paid to trade.
Exactly.
On the next one, so we're talking about the BORG holders growth, and that is it exactly. Every trade gets paid in BORG, every single trade. This is just like this phenomenal system. So even if somebody crazily sells some BORG, they get some BORG back. And what we created with this system is new BORG holders. This is the most important thing. So 14,024 new holders since the system was started on September 30th. This is super cool. Of course, this may slow down in its development, but we're still looking on target to create something like 200,000 holders by the end of the year. This is unbelievable. This is amazing. Kudos to whoever came up with this and who operates it, and whatever other plaudits I can throw in your general direction.
Thank you. What I wanted to say is that I really like to picture O2 arenas. It's the arena that you have in London for when you go and see a concert of generally rather big artists, and it's about 20,000 people. The amount that you can get there. So 10 arenas is what we're filling up here, which is super cool. Yeah, just imagine that. Just try to picture it. It's impossible.
So this is your next keynote event, right? This is what you're leading up to? 10
arenas, and then we'll have all of the BORG
Alpha!
No, it's not true.
Alrighty. Oh, next time, hopefully. So if you didn't see it, guys, you've got this really cool profile picture generator on the website. The guys did really well throwing this together for us. I love it. You can create your own rank picture. It puts a little token there, shows which color you are, puts the text on. You can just zoom it in beautifully on your X account. Other social media platforms are available, and show off which rank you are if you so choose to. Just have some fun with it. It's really nice. Alrighty, so ranks and cashback. Consider yourselves updated, folks. Last week, what happened? Well, I'm no expert, But it seems like on Friday somebody tweeted something and then everyone got scared, and then on Sunday somebody tweeted something else and somebody got less scared, and today he may have tweeted again. It's really hard to keep up. So hopefully nobody got affected like too badly in this, let's say. But we can look on the bright side with everything. Everything is a trading opportunity, of course, and most importantly, and we got some amazing community feedback about this, the app stayed strong. I can't quite do Cyrus, I don't have the arms. The app stayed super, super strong. And we got a lot of positive comments because not everyone in the industry managed that. So kudos to the engineering team and all the backroom people and whoever kept that server running. Top work. Thank you very much. But yeah, it was a pretty bloody market. And as you may have seen, if you're involved, we're going to talk about trading vaults a little bit later and what's coming up. But of course, it meant that the trading vaults were affected too. But the most important part is that they performed as expected. And so they did protect our potential losses there. There were tokens that fell 75, even 80% literally in a matter of a couple of 3 minutes. I mean, it was really like nothing, you know. And so the fact that the vaults preserved our wealth, okay, with the loss, with the stop loss, but this meant they performed really well. So proved they're battle proven now, we can say. So that's really, really nice. Standout tokens on that list, there's not many. So if you happen to get into any of the green ones, Bank, ZeroBro was an AI project I was quite into before. Well done. And if you're suffering, well, as we always say, it is a buy the dip opportunity, perhaps not financial advice. Shall we move on? Alrighty. So, Kyros, would you like to talk about Kyros, Mr. Benji?
Kyros launched and sold out in under 30 seconds for the Elite Vault, but I think it was a very, very fast performance all around. The token listed and launched yesterday. It was a little bit volatile, as always when a token launches, especially when it has a very low valuation, such as Kyros did. I believe 5 million, something in those whereabouts. Then you can expect volatility. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, and if you have $500 in it and it's too much for you to stomach losing them, you're going to be affected emotionally by the ups and downs, but they are completely normal and to be expected. If you don't like those, you should wait until the price stabilizes after the launch so that you can really position yourself in a way that's going to be less dynamic. Let's put it that way. Although crypto is always somewhat dynamic, even more when tokens launch.
And speaking of, beautifully segue, speaking of, if you do want to hold fast and just see until the market stabilizes, oh, look, there is an earn opportunity that is offering now 30% as a boosted yield for the first 2 weeks. So if you're holding Kyros, you want to see how it stays and get an amazing boost, the earn is there for you, ready to rock in the app. Cool. So as well as the earn, we also have an exciting trading contest that started yesterday, the moment the token was added into the app, and it runs until the end of the day on Sunday. And you can win 100,000 from 100,000 Kyros prize pool. So top prize 15,000 Kyros tokens, 10,000, one of 5,000, and there's multiple prizes, thousands, and 100 people could win 200 Kyros tokens. So yeah, it runs until Sunday. Slight difference that you need to be aware of, or you need to make sure you note from the previous contests we've had just recently. Two differences. Firstly, it's buy transactions only that count on this one, okay? So if you buy $50, for every $50 you buy, you get one virtual ticket. The more you buy, the more tickets you get. Cool. But also, we've built in a new version here, a new variant, if you like, and that's for every $50 that you hold in your account each day, and that could be in your liquid account or in the earn that we just talked about. So either one, you get one more ticket. So if you just hold, let's say, $100 of Kyros and you hold it for the whole duration of the contest, that's going to be 2 tickets a day you're getting straight away just by doing nothing. So we made this little quirk. Let us know in the comments what you think about this, if you think it's an improvement or you think we should go back to the old version, or you want to make another suggestion even. But that is the contest. There are some amazing prizes there. You can win. Have a go if you want to. And next week, wow, everything's just coming thick and fast. We're not going to talk about this too much, I think, because there's going to be loads of information coming up. But next week, folks, we're all going to eat well. On the 22nd of October is the alpha deal for NOMU. Benji, I know you're a big fan of NOMU. Obviously, you have a long history with some of the guys that are now operating, running, designing, building NOMU. That's the word I was grasping for. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to just chat about quickly about this project?
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile, guys. This to me is one of these next opportunities that you don't want to miss. And even if you don't want to participate in it, it's completely fine. But the amount of time that you can take to do your own research and really figure out what the project is about if it's exciting, if it's not, is worth it. Like you spend half an hour, 1 hour, you look at Daniel's content. He's a great explainer of everything that he does. You go on the Twitter page, just scroll around and have a look at what they're doing, what they're about to ship, and see if that convinces you or not. As I mentioned, either way is fine. But really spending the time to just look into it and potentially participate, I believe is 100% worth it. And at least look at the tokenomics. How they're doing this launch is super interesting, extremely unique, and it's just a nice learning curve if you want to participate in early deals, so you can see what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. Because to me, that's exactly what a very good launch looks like, at least tokenomics wise. So yeah, spend half an hour, look into it, do the research at least this time, and then decide if you want to participate or not. I believe that the entry tickets will be relatively small, so it's also nice that you're able, if you're able, and if you know how to verse yourself around the blockchain, also get a better idea and do it yourself on Phantom or something else, if you're more interested than what you can get on SwissBorg. Or just wait until it's listed on the app. That also works.
Absolutely. And great advice there to do your own research. Definitely don't follow my technique, which is just to go fish. That's been sold.
And with sunglasses.
I'm double sold. So that's me taken. NOMU, fantastic looking project, really super excited. And yeah, exactly. Loads more information in the flow coming. So don't worry about what we just blathered on about. Okay, so really super quick. 6 tokens were listed last week. I'm gonna have to zoom in because I can't see. Omnipair is an exciting decentralized trading and lending protocol on the Solana blockchain. This is one that if you think DeFi is the way to go, you may be interested in. The Look token is kind of an interesting meme coin. They've launched it, they say, as a community-driven meme coin with the expectation that it's going to be embraced by bigger brands. They're kind of fishing it around as something that could be like a universal entry to crypto for different companies. We'll see how successful they is. I was checking them out yesterday. They have a beautiful website, loads of amazing art. That's not financial advice, but check it out for yourself if you think it is interesting. Ready is looking really cool too. This is another platform that is tokenizing collectibles, trading cards, Pokemon cards, this sort of thing. So if you're into that, that may be worth a look for you also. Polycule is tokenizing trading bots for the Poly market prediction market. They have a very interesting token icon. I have no clue about that one, what the meaning behind that one is.
It's the FTX Alameda Finance girl, I believe.
Exactly. But
why? I guess it's attention grabbing.
Speaking of attention grabbing, the next token icon is somewhat more obvious in its meaning. This is a meme coin that they say it is one of the longest running jokes in history. Yeah, it is. It appeals to both the juvenile and the adult. Uranus token was one of the first tokens created with the new Solana Jupiter platform. It's been doing super well recently. So if you're into meme coins, it's prominent. It may be one you want to look at. And finally, a project that I really like is Habitat Protocol. Habitat is transforming surplus global energy into computing power for AI. They've just done some amazing, very significant big deals for real world projects, actually getting the solar farms out there in the world. And they're doing really well. And it seems really interesting. And it's an actual real world use of crypto that is building. And I always think they're worth keeping your eye on, a little bit like Helium was doing on projects like this. Something that is really cool is that SwissBorg is the only, right now, the only platform, regulated platform that you can find the Habitat token on. So if you want to buy it in the easiest way with your fiat, with your credit card, your Apple Pay, your Google Pay, all of those sorts of things, SwissBorg is the only place you can get this project now. And of course, we're seeing that happening more and more often now as the team is listing so quickly. So not financial advice, but you may want to check that one out. It's one I'm super keen on personally. Trading vaults. Now, we already mentioned the trading vaults earlier, so I won't go really over that again. But we keep going. There is trading opportunities in every market. And coming this Wednesday, there's going to be a vault on Uniswap. But because the markets are just so volatile and tight at the minute, the details are all going to be confirmed in the app to you on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, if you're interested in the trading vault, check it out, read it all carefully. The guys provide everything in minute detail, the entry prices, the sales prices, the stop loss, etc., etc. So all the information will be there. Uniswap is a token that we have done really super well with recently. So hopefully the luck continues. And if you think the trading vault is something for you, this trading on automatic, set and forget, it's worth looking at. It's something I was thinking about when we were talking about how, you know, the market had crashed down so heavily. And we talked about how the stop losses have been met on all of these vaults. It really did come to my mind how great these vaults are, in the sense that, okay, I lost 20%, let's say. I would have lost 80% if I'd been on my own. I would have lost 90% if I'd have been on my own, potentially. So this is where the trading vaults really come into their own, and I think they're really worth your consideration if you haven't looked at them already. Coolio, talking about the BORG, most important thing, our beloved BORG, the BORG data of this week. What have we got here, Benji?
We've got 37,500 bronze and above rank. I believe it's about 1,000. The number that we saw before increase. Unfortunately, the price is down a little bit. Well, it's good. It's good. I think it's always good to have some periods where you can stabilize and try and get a new. You know, at some point people were saying that BORG was a stable coin because it was static at 20 cents or static at 15 cents. And now if it can be static at 50 cents for some time, it's like, yeah, it's a stable coin, but it's still doubled in value in a year. So it's definitely a good stable coin. And then you can go up from there. And if you find that price point, which is really stable and where it starts ranging for a while, then you can start thinking about moving up more with the next announcements that we're working on. 37.6% of total locked BORG. Then the Guardian spot does not move, and the holders in the app are almost at 160,000. This number will definitely be blasted out of the water in next week's Pow Wow. 100% guarantee.
No doubt
it will
about
be
it.
good. And then weekly active users 129, exchange transactions 137. There were a lot of trading that happened, a lot of panic, and a lot of the opportunities that were taken. Obviously, when everyone else's platforms were down and SwissBorg was operational, it did give a significant hedge to people that were trading on the app. So that a lot happened, which is good because it fuels the buyback as well, which will help BORG in time. So more volatility is good for BORG. We have to associate these two together at some point. User assets are up a bit, and number of KYC verifications. Our friends in Brazil and Argentina have found a little loophole around the referral system, and that has led to a beautiful increase in number of people and unfortunate decrease in their average rewards, because when there is some, let's say, negative behavior that's detected, we do have systems in place to fight it off. So net flow plus 0.74 million, which is amazing considering the market's direction this last week. It shows that people are bullish and investing.
Absolutely. So, folks, community index time. If you remember, last week was a record. It was the highest community index of the year. It was super, super high. So where do you think we're going to go this time? Cast your votes in the comments. Always, you need to comment. Is it going to be high? Is it going to be low? You know, it might be, but how much? I mean, you know, is it going to be it was so high last week.
I'm going to say 8.7.
You're going to say that? It's almost as if you know what it could be. So hopefully, folks, you've cast your vote. Let's have a look. What is it this week? It's an 8.6. So close. As we know, BORG price went down a little bit. We can't control when the orange man does his thing. But app volume indeed was up. App activity was up. Social media was up. BORG holders we know about. Invitations, okay, also went up too, maybe through other invitations or maybe through just people loving us so much. But the nicest thing is, look at that. Month-to-date average is 9.2. I mean, this is really, really great, guys. This is following up from all of the amazing news in the, God, it feels like a long time ago now, BORGtember keynote presentation and the launch on the 1st of October of the amazing rank system, the amazing cashback pay-to-trade system. So everything is just going to build and keep building this momentum, keep snowballing together, snowballing into the winter, there you go, as BORG then races forwards into 2026 as the year, I'm passing the years by. So there we go, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed our presentation. Benji, is there anything you'd want to say before we hand over to Cyrus and Mark? You're muted.
I am muted indeed. Thank you everyone for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I do look at them every now and then. If you want to reach us directly on socials, you've got Telegram, Twitter, Discord. Feel free. You can ask a question about anything. If you want more details about most things except for the buyback, we're very happy to help and we're very happy to oblige as well. Cheers. See you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you joining us, guys. I'm going to hand over to Cyrus. They're going to tell you everything there is to know about Galactica. Yeah, comments always, DMs always open. Same thing goes for me. Please let me know anything you need. Always happy to help. Thanks so much. Take care, guys.
Beautiful Borgers, couldn't be more excited than talking about a project that we've been really helping for some time, that many of you have invested, the token that was released that already went through a nice pump. I'm very excited to have the founder with me. Our beautiful Mike is about to show up and talk about Galactica, where we're standing today, what's the roadmap for tomorrow, how are we going to be able to really go through a Web3 world where you're going to have your identity protected, how you can get fairly rewarded, and how is this real Web3 vision going to through the eyes of Galactica. Very excited to have Micah to the show. Mike, how's it going?
Hi, Cyrus. Yeah, life is good. Life is good. I mean, GNet is doing good. I'm obviously having a good mood because of this, because of the other things. So basically, super thankful to community. We have just launched pretty much nobody sold. It's like quite impressive. I mean, I have actually personally never seen anything like this. And so, yeah, it's, life is good.
Yeah, it is really. We see that we're here for the long run. This is just the beginning of a new chapter that we're very excited, and we're going to involve in the next 15 minutes how Galactica, what's the roadmap, what are the things to look in, how is this market going to evolve, and how is Galactica going to be this layer to bring and reward people with their data in a fair and meritocratic way.
Yes, sir. So basically, shall we start with the roadmap, or shall we start with like a little background?
Yeah, maybe a short background for those who don't know. Again, maybe for those listeners, new listeners to the show, maybe a quick background there, and then we could look into the roadmap. That'd be great.
Yes, basically just about Galactica real fast. It's identity virtual machine, basically blind computer for identity data. Idea is very simple. You can on-ramp a lot of private data onto a chain, and then, well, you can do all sorts of things with that data while the data itself remains private. So basically that's the whole idea. Very simple, but at the same time, it has like a lot of very non-trivial implications of what you can actually do that you cannot do today in Web3, or you couldn't do before, right? So that's basically about Galactica. So where we're coming from, initially it was the idea of compliant privacy. Me, Cyrus, we have been sitting in that beautiful place in Zug, and we just thought that, okay, DeFi is wonderful, but it requires some real hard assets like securities, RWS. Mind you, it was 2021, so we're really like looking deep into the future. And so that's how it started. ZK-KYC was the idea, and then we basically expanded it towards any type of general identity use cases. So the project has been in the building for many years, and so now we're kind of proud that it's finally live and in production, and everything is going well. So that's I guess that's the TLDR of the background.
And for those who don't know it, today the token is called GNet, and it's traded on Solana, and it'll be traded as well on different chains.
Yes, sir. Since we don't like CXs, only SwissBorg. All right. So basically, yeah, I guess we could use this time efficiently if I talk a little bit about the roadmap of Galactica. So I know that this thing is airing, so you are listening to this maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, whenever you are listening to it. But, well, today is Wednesday, so you're going to be listening for this in a week. So I'm going to be making many announcements on Friday, but let me, I guess, drop it right now, right here. So basically, there is this big thing with Bloom, right? So basically, we will be plugging a lot of data that is sourced by Bloom and by Telegram, and we will be packaging this into our private passport. So that's going to make us pretty much the richest data ecosystem in entire Web3, pretty much. So we'll start with Bloom, baby steps. So the Bloom will be released probably.
Maybe for those who don't know Bloom, just tell us again what Bloom is and how big amount of users have and what they're doing.
Couple of million active traders, 100 million total count of users. It's the biggest trading app in Telegram. That's pretty much it, I think.
That's a very good way.
TLDR, you know. And basically, yeah, that will be our first partner. We'll integrate a lot of trading data into the private app. So basically, what it means is that your data is inside the passport. Nobody can see this but you, but at the same time, you can prove stuff about this data, or you can compute stuff on top of that data using ZK and FHE respectively. So basically, that's going to make us already probably one of the most data-rich ecosystems in Web3, so which is kind of cool. So that's one thing which is kind of important.
So in other ways, what does that mean? Does that mean that people could still do their free trades and do whatever they want, but if they opt in, they're able essentially to share their data, which is completely encrypted, but then they could have this new way of whatever, getting perks from other different projects, something like that.
Exactly. You can think about this as, well, this data is important for reputation, let's say for all types of governance systems, but that's, I guess, less exciting of a use case. This data is super relevant for advertisers. And so one of our ideas is to pretty much de-intermediate the big tech, the biggest, like most successful business model ever created. And yeah, the idea is that the advertisers will be able to target those users in a private way without actually having access to this data. So think about it this way. So in Facebook knows everything about you because they have access to your data, and that's why they can target you so efficiently. But people hate giving away their data. And so in this way, basically, we'll be able to do the exact same thing with the exact same precision, importantly, without actually having access to the data itself. So
right.
That's
so essentially you this is a massive win-win. You keep your own identity, but you get fairly rewarded if you want to share.
Exactly. You take out of the picture the pesky middleman that takes huge amount of fees.
Of course.
Well, also all sorts of airdrops, of course, and all sorts of crypto native use cases are also there. This is your CBIL score. This is your compliance. So things like that. That's, yeah, definitely also there in the picture. So that's one thing. It's big. So the second thing, and that's also like really is the core of our technological stack, this identity piece, which we have by far the most elaborate design for out of anyone else in the industry. So, and that's great because this is we're populating this beautiful technology with the actual data now, since we're in the mainnet and we can actually do it, right? So that's one very important thing. So the second very important thing is that we're coming from this cipher state narrative, the network state, right? The better governance systems. And so basically we have found very nice partners. So it's, I will announce it on Friday.
And just, sorry, the network state, as you guys understand, is as things get more and more decentralized, things get more and more virtual. There's a lot of people such as SwissBorg itself and many Web3 entrepreneurs that believe that eventually states will be based out of networks that are based out of blockchain and have blockchain rules that will essentially be able to build these meritocratic ways, this new governance models and all of that. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like now there is monopoly on power, right, in the world, or oligopoly rather, whatever. And in this case, it's going to be like a much more democratic distribution. So basically, the same way how DeFi is better finance, network states are better states, if I can put it this way.
Very smart.
But at the same time, this requires a lot of thinking as to how to make those political systems on chain, since political systems rely on identity, on humans, or abstraction of humans, and networks are, blockchain networks are public and therefore pseudonymous. And that's why there is, by design, no human there, right? That's the point. And so that's why there is like a little bit of a, well, a little bit of black, like cryptographic magic that you have to work with in order to make this happen. But basically, yeah, in Galactica, we have recently announced Prospera partnership. So Prospera is issuing e-residencies, which are global in nature, don't bind you to any particular location, and have very, very nice tax rates and whatever. And so like you can use that as your base of your identity system. Then you have ZK KYC, which moves that data in a private way on chain. And then on top of that, you need to have like special smart contracts that would be responsible for the actual governance system. So the parliament, the Academy of Sciences, things that we have been talking about for a long time. And so basically we found a partner that was kind enough to extend the work they have been doing over the years to build those institutions for us and with us rather. And that's going to be the, the next big thing that we're going to be announcing. So we are moving there, bro.
That's amazing. But don't you feel like if you have this network stake, you have your identity, isn't like there's still one thing missing where you're able to maybe have like IBANs or a way to people to cash out and use? Is there something in the pipeline there to make that happen for everyday life?
Absolutely. And so basically that's actually a very cool question because I think that in 21st century, everything you really need to live like a comfy life is basically some infrastructure to take out loans against yield-bearing Bitcoin deposits, a global card and a global IBAN account, and the residence of a network state of some particular jurisdiction that is very liberal in a sense. So if you have those...
And maybe a house.
maybe a house. That would be great as well. But that's why you need those loans, because you would not want to actually spend your Bitcoins. You would want to buy your house having Bitcoin collateral, then you're golden.
Very smart.
And basically, that is also something we're moving towards. So everybody, or maybe not everyone, but many people have seen our interview with John Lilich, who is the one of the big investors into Nordark. So Nordark is this banking platform that's, guys with whom we're working on private IBANs, on-chain IBANs. So basically, that's the banking rails. Prospera and Galactica in it is the identity piece, right, and the e-residence piece. And then basically there is also a need for yield-bearing Bitcoin, but, that's also something, as you all guys know, we're working towards with Synthetica.
Very, very cool. So that's a lot to unveil here. So there's really the beautiful thing here is that there is this map point where you're finding now Galactica that is getting users from one side, which is obviously doing with Glow right now, with Bloom, right now, SwissBorg tomorrow as well. We could talk about a little bit that after. There is the fact that you have this network stake that where Galactica could be the digital identity there and be able to have the encryption and all of that, which is great. There is the fact of tomorrow with Hilbert, how you're able to get essentially your IBANs, your means of payment, whatever. Then, there is obviously the other parts, which is getting yield and be able to have passive income to make sure that you're able to live on this passive income, which is great. Is there more? That's pretty much the plan? Is there other things that you have for us, Mike, here?
Two more things, really. So one thing that has to do with the passive income, apart from Bitcoin yield. So many of the OGs of Galactica know that we have always been talking about UBI. Before it was mainstream and everybody started talking about UBI. So basically we were talking about it back in the days. And so the distribution of the UBI is actually a very non-trivial philosophical even question. And so basically, once we bring those institutions, which I have just mentioned, very soon, by the way, on-chain, we will allow the first cohort of citizens, which will include SwissBorg users and maybe some other cohort from Prospera, to actually vote on the way the UBI will be distributed. It's actually going to be quite a historic moment, to be honest. We will, the history books will be written about this moment, in fact, because maybe it's a small thing, but it's actually a very significant one. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And the second thing, which is the big unveil, which I'm making on Friday, but you guys are watching this on Tuesday or Wednesday, so you already know about this, I guess, is basically, that Galactica will be used for settlement of private stablecoins. That's very important. The way it fits into the picture is that Galactica is all about the privacy cryptography, right? And a very important component to enable agentic commerce, to enable hedge funds to actually use stable coins, like corporates to use stable coins, is the privacy piece, because you don't want all of your payments to be on chain. And basically Galactica is by a partnership with one very important bridge, which I cannot yet unveil, will be able to take deposits from any chain and settle the payouts on any chain. And basically, Galactica is, in a sense, like a huge mixer, if you think about this, but with the added piece of having compliance as the underlying principle.
Exactly. So it's a compliant dark pool, which is on chain though.
Yes, and the technological design for this is already ready. I'm going to be unveiling it this Friday. It's going to be super epic,
very
and
cool.
I think we're like a month away from this.
Very exciting news. Well, that's super cool. Yeah, that's definitely something that's very big. People don't realize it, but it's difficult for to have everything on chain, especially for institutions. Because then you can look at positions, look at trades, you can look at many things that not everyone feels 100% comfortable. At least today, we'll see how things evolve. So 100% believe, but you still need them compliant, because then if you lose things like Tornado Cash, whatever, then unfortunately, well, even if the maybe the basic idea of Tornado Cash was not essentially for laundering money, it is used for that. So if you have this compliance, then it gets the whole difference, because you could prove like what someone's done without proving who he is, essentially. So
Exactly.
that's definitely.
And think about it also this way, like why people actually have had such a trouble moving away from Swift, in fact. I mean, one of the most important, it's slow, clunky, fucked up, like you cannot really like use it. It's not good compared to blockchain stack, but it's private. And that was super critical for all those people, for all those banks, institutions, and whatever. And that's why they haven't switched away. So I hope we are there to propose an alternative.
So, Mike, obviously the vision, I think so, is now getting clearer and clearer, which is great. We know that there's different market participants that are really fueling in from the user sides for the use cases and bringing all these different players in order to use Galactica in the best way. But now, if you don't mind, let's focus more on the token itself and essentially how the GNet matters.
Yeah. So that's a great question, because I think like it's as anything in Galactica, there are many moving parts, and so it makes sense if I could give some kind of framework to think about this. So I'm just showing the tweet we have made, so everybody is very welcome to go and check it out. So basically, we'll send attach the link of it to the video. But basically, first very important thing is that for every citizen of the network state, and citizen is defined by someone who can vote and for someone who can receive UBI, right? So the weight in the voting process and in the UBI will partially depend on the amount of GNet you stake, right? It's not going to be a linear function. It's going to be logarithmic, but still, like the more GNet you stake, it's always true that the more UBI you receive and the bigger is your voting power. So that's one very important thing. So it's just like, well, think about it like VE model, right? So basically, then the next very important thing is that, well, the GUBI distribution, that's where we talk about that, governance power, that's where we talk about this. Basically, of course, like all sorts of fees and yield that is generated within the system, for example, for private stablecoin settlement and such, will be distributed towards takers in part as well, right? So that's very important thing. Now, as you guys remember, the GUBI, so basically the UBI token, is not just GNet, because that would be just inflationary and stupid. Instead, it is like a part, I guess, a fraction of a pool which contains all the projects that will be launching on Galactica, all the relevant projects. And so you're kind of getting a diversified portfolio in a sense, instead of just one token. So like that's also something important, right? So basically then a very important thing is that the ads, right? The way we think about the way ads will be served on Galactica is that it is like a process where you can just open an app, open a particular screen in that app, and basically just see all the coolest offers that are turbo targeted, turbo tailored to you, right? And so which is going to give you the best time for the best money for your time, if I can put it this way. Right. And so basically the thing is that we will have some exclusive offers from some ecosystems, right? And those exclusive offers, I'm thinking will be only available, or firstly available to the stakers, right? And then to everyone else.
Stakers, yeah. The citizens, yeah.
Of course. So citizen perks, right? So exclusive
So
rights.
you're trying to build first a reputation with the GNet stakers, right? Which makes a lot of sense. And essentially, how do you create a community that could be fairly rewarded for their activities, but you still need to be part of the community, right? Which is
Of course.
and the higher the staking you have, most probably the higher the credibility could be in the beginning as a first start, because capital brings capital, right? That's the
Exactly. So that has always been our vision from the very beginning. You have like this hybrid model where your ultimate weight in anything, be it governance systems, be it like distributional systems, whatever, they're partially a function of your reputation and partially a function of your stake. So and in this way we kind of capture both worlds, and that's cool. So so that's pretty much the other thing. And the final, I guess, very important and something we're still thinking about. So I don't really have an answer just yet. But basically, GNet will be very important in the FHE part in the system. So basically, like all the processes requiring privacy will require certain validation, and this validation in itself will be tied to having GNet as economic security. So
So a way that Link is providing a fair amount of data off chain to on chain, and you need to pay Link tokens essentially to get this data through. Here, GNet would be something quite similar, whereas that every transaction that requires some FHE or some privacy or SETCA KYC whatsoever, then essentially, you have to pay this in GNet tokens. Is that correct?
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir.
Perfect. I'm very, very excited about this, Mike. It's really cool. Is there anything else that you have for the folks about Galactica, GNet, or any other things that are connected to it?
Well, I guess it was already a lot of those things.
It was a lot.
So I have, but let me just not make it a full mess out of this of the Pow Wow, right? Let me just keep it for a little bit later. But yes, I definitely do.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. Mike, it's been a long time. We've been dreaming about this. It's actually taking a place right now. Things take much more time than always we want in crypto. It's always been like that in life. You work hard towards a goal. It takes a lot of time, and then when you unfold it, then the whole work that was on the side that was hidden, that people would not realize, that comes back to itself and makes great stuff happening. So thank you so much, Mike, to yourself and the entire Galactica team. I think I'm looking forward to how this is going to unveil, and I'm very bullish about it. So couldn't be more excited.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you to the entire SwissBorg community. You have been the blood in our vessels pretty much all along. That was the whole the beating heart behind Galactica, right? And I guess just reflecting on your point about time, I guess all good things take time, right? So I guess it's a good indicator.
Cool, man. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Ciao, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.